Nvidia absolutely crushed their earnings call today. The stock's up over $8 after hours. In this video, I'm going to share with you why I think this is bearish for Apple, bullish for technology. I'm also going to cover SpaceX and Tesla. Let's go ahead and get started. First, why did the stock initially drop right when they announced earnings? Well, they had a small miss on forward guidance for margins, and it was so silly. Like instead of 75% margin, they were going to do like 74.4, something very, very small. But again, 75% gross margins. Remember, that's amazing. Now, here's the big news though. Massive revenue beat. Massive year-over-year growth, over 100% year-over-year growth, and next quarter they're going to do even better at like $106 or $108 billion next quarter. So they're going to keep growing. AI demand is still increasing. Nvidia is just going through the roof. You can see it's up here near $219, $220. So let's pop over to the daily chart. I want to show you exactly where the stock's going to likely open tomorrow and what I think about it going forward. So as you can see, we sold off into the call today, closed around 209. Right now we're sitting after hours. This is a new thing we just added here at 219. So that's right up here, 219. Okay, so that's going to have us gap up above 215 support resistance area all the way to about 219. Now, in my view, when I look at this chart, as long as Nvidia can hold above this 215 area tomorrow, even if it sells and we see some profit taking, holding here is critical. This is a massive over-under area you can see here. So in my view, as long as Nvidia holds 215 tomorrow, the stock is sideways to up. We're likely going to see the MACD start to curl around very quickly tomorrow on the gap. And if it crosses to the bulls over the next few days, that is an even better sign. So again, with Nvidia, very strong earnings, tremendous year-over-year growth, just all around incredible numbers. Not surprised. And if it holds 215 tomorrow, it's sideways to up. Now here's why I think that's also good for technology. Check out the Qs. We also have after hours data on this. Look, it's up $5 on the announcement, closed at 711, currently trading around 716. So when we look at the sideways compression here, I had covered this yesterday, right? The doji, today we formed another doji. Tomorrow, if we open where we're trading now, it's going to open here around 716 and change. That's going to move us above the high of the doji. It's going to be starting a new payday cycle, which are these nice momentum cycles. The MACD is also going to be curling around to the bulls. And if it can hold above the doji, hold above 713, I think we could be starting a new cycle coming back up to new highs. Now, the interesting thing here is we only have about a week or even half a week left before September, which is historically one of the most bearish months of the year for technology and the market. But the big earnings out of Nvidia might just push the market even higher. We're also seeing even more continuous narrowing in the market. Check out the Qs right here. We just added this new feature. Nvidia makes up 8.5% of the Qs. Apple 7%, Microsoft 5%, right? Enormous percentage. So narrowing means that we're seeing a smaller group of companies making up a larger percentage of the market. In fact, the S&P 500 is made up of an enormous percentage of just semiconductor companies. Right now we have Nvidia and MU. Look at this, 4.7% and 8.5%. So like 12 to 13% of the Qs are just sitting in two semiconductor companies, Nvidia and Micron. Absolutely tremendous. So here's why I think that could actually be bearish for Apple. Now, Apple's MACD just crossed today in a very slow paced cross. But look what happened to the stock after hours. It's down. Look at this number actually, 311111. Very, very interesting, right? Down $2.30 on the news. And tomorrow, if we open down and stay flat, I think that actually could be a sideways move, maybe even bearish for Apple. Apple has been moving inverse the Qs, which means when the Qs go up, Apple goes down. When Apple goes up, the Qs go down. And so if technology gets a big push tomorrow in Qs and Nvidia, money might be getting pulled out of Apple and pushed into semiconductor stocks again. Remember, money doesn't leave the market, it just rotates. Okay, so that's what I'm watching for Apple. A break below 308 would be very bearish for the stock. Now, I want to circle around to SpaceX. The stock had a very choppy day today, but it closed green, right? We've got two green bars here. We moved above the 138 area, but I kind of want to dig a little bit deeper in here for you today. Check this out. Now in yesterday's video, I had shared that the MACD on the 30-minute, which is my favorite time frame for SPCX, was just crossing to the bears. Check this out, just crossing at yesterday's close. Now what happened this morning? Well, we sold off at the open. We came all the way down to the support. Remember I had shared if we break 137, we're coming down to 135. We came as low as about 135.10. We found a tremendous support. We bounced. Check this out. The 30-minute MACD crossed back to the bulls. We had a very, very strong bounce. But when we look at the candle, look at this crazy, I call it manipulation. You could call it what you want, right? It's easier to see here on the 1 minute. Check this out. I was watching this towards the end of the day. Just a huge climb here, right at 11:30, from 137 and change all the way to 140, tagged 140 in pennies, sold off all the way below the support just to mess with people, and then climbed all the way back up. That's a crazy amount of intraday volatility, right? Now, I'm selling covered calls, like a lot of them, against my SPCX stock. So this kind of stuff doesn't bother me at all, but it's still fun to watch, okay? So here's what I think about the stock going forward. I've been sharing a very interesting 30-minute chart. I've got my upward channel kind of moving from way down here all the way across there. It's still kind of holding it. It's slowing down, but as long as this level holds, I had said 135, but I'd like to move this up to like 137. As long as this holds, it's kind of sideways. And if we can get above and stay above 140, which we're actually doing so right now, probably on the Nvidia earnings, currently trading after hours up about 68 cents, a gap above 140, a move higher, we'll put 145 on the table, maybe even 150. I mean, come on, the top of the channel here is way up here. I got to slide my screen out all the way up here at 160 or so. So holding above 140 for SPCX is a really, really big deal for the stock. I would love to see it hold. That's the level I'm watching right now. Now, Tesla kind of fell off a little bit today, down about $4. You can see we had been sharing the 30-minute MACD, crossed the bears here, has been trading down, had a small cross here to the bulls, but failed basically, had another movement down on the bear side. So where do we sit right now? This is important. Check this out. I'm going to go back to the Heikin Ashi. Okay. We have broken trend. Okay. We broke trend. So it's important as a trader to understand when the character shifts in a stock. Currently, this has just happened basically in Tesla. So in my view, as long as we stay below 350, Tesla is sideways to down. Bullish above 350, sideways to bearish below $350. So hey, I hope you enjoyed this cool new video update. This is Micah. I'll be posting more of these. Follow along if you want my daily updates, and I'll see you in the next one.